This is Top Shop Podcast.
Shop Podcast.
Top Shop Podcast.
Podcast for automotive service business owners by Paul Donahue.
Hey, folks, another awesome guest on the Top Shop Podcast. Once again, we are here at the MAP Conference, Motorist Assurance Program Conference in beautiful and sunny, is it sunny? Yes, Orlando, Florida. This is a great guest to have, just like a lot of the other guests. Jeff Cox here at the Motorist Assurance Program has introduced us to Darrell Jackson, a lot of different brands. A couple of them just happen to be Big O Tire and MIDAS, which are around 2,000 stores strong now. So, and Darrell is the senior manager for learning and development for the TBC Corporation. So that's all the brands together. Like a couple of other guests that we've had, I love having the guys on the show that are not the theorists that went to college and got a job in corporate. This guy started changing out tires. He started as a tire installer at Winston Tire out of California and was with them for 20 years. So, and then he moved up the ranks to manage stores, and then he became their mechanical trainer for the company. So he joined Big O back in 2001. So he's on his 23rd year here with Big O under TBC management. So I've got a question for you. What investments are TBC making in terms of technology and training programs to help shops, stay current with the rapidly evolving automotive technologies, probably specifically electrical and autonomous vehicles?
For years, we've really just done the norm as far as training. In my opinion, it just, a computer-based, sit behind a computer and take some courses that we've gotten from some of our vendors. But in the last couple of years, we've really started researching EV, and ADAS and the emerging technologies and what we're going to need to do to help our franchisees be successful. So because of that, we are moving our platform to an AI-based platforms, training platform. So these platforms now will allow us to assess a person instead of just giving everybody a blanket course to manage or to work through. We're actually giving them a platform that says, hey, this guy needs more help here, and it pushes them toward that kind of training.
Wow. Okay.
As it relates to the latest technologies of EV and ADAS, we're actually partnering with some of our other vendors. We've got a vendor, Roush, that is helping us right now. They are building us some video training content right now just for EV vehicles.
Oh, wow. Okay.
EV, the 101s, the 201s, here's how to make sure you're working on them safely, and here's how to lift them. And so a lot of the basics that many of our franchisees don't really know. And on the EV side, when it comes to tires, we're very focused on the new technologies as far as the EV tires go. I have started doing other types of training instead of just the computer-based LMS where you're sitting behind a computer and doing those courses. We're actually starting to do micro-learning training, which is, again, kind of where this world has gone. Everybody's got a cell phone and everybody can whip that cell phone out. So why not make training that could be 2 or 3 minutes long? The attention span of a human being these days is less than a gnat. So if they're always looking at TikToks and they're always looking at YouTube videos, why not make some training videos that don't last any longer than that too? So I've been starting to build those, and those will end up on this new platform as well. And this new platform itself is going to be a very hefty cost for our company, but we're willing to invest because we know that it's needed.
So a tech can actually jump onto their mobile phone and dive into a quick training program on a particular task that they're working on right that second.
Absolutely.
That is phenomenal forward thinking, which is why it's such a big company. So anyway, are there specific tools, resources, or partnerships that you offer your franchisees to enhance their diagnostic and repair capabilities? I believe you just went over that.
Yeah, we went through a few of that stuff. We've actually also built another thing that we've done to help them is we've built an internal website that is strictly EV and ADAS. So they can access that. A customer couldn't access it. You can't find it on the web. It's internal only. So only our franchisees can go in there, and it's got training, it's got equipment, it's got new technologies and all that kind of stuff. And we've built all that so they have a reference, as well as, getting our third party vendors, like some of our favorites, Hunter and Bosch and those, using them to help our franchisees with their own internal training as well.
Okay, awesome. So how is your company adapting and supporting your franchisees in meeting increasingly stringent environmental regulations, such as emission standards and disposal of hazmats and blah, blah, blah?
Well, because it's a franchise world, we can't really do it for them.
Right.
We can't, we're not going to be the ones that go out and make them do whatever is needed to be done as far as making sure that they're having their weekly safety meetings or they're disposing of things properly. But we do try to stay, as a company, we try to stay on top of what are the regulations in each of the states, and we make sure that they are aware of those regulations. And we train that to every new franchisee that comes into the system. We make sure that they know of the EPA regulations, the OSHA regulations, and anything that involves the regulations within their states as well.
So one of the biggest topics with all repair shop owners is techs. How do I find and retain good techs? Well, TBC has got a program that they're piloting that's really smart. I'll let Darrell explain it.
Yeah, well, a lot of times what we find is some of your best quality people and your most loyal people are the guys that have been with you for a while. So you take a tire installer that has got the proclivity to be something more than just a tire installer. Not that they're not great people, but maybe he wants to move up in the world and become a technician or a salesperson or whatever. So my sister company, MIDAS, they're piloting a program right now where they're actually taking what they call apprentice technician. So might be the best tire installer in the store. It might be a lube tech that wants to become a tech. And they're giving them an opportunity by the franchisee might have a small buy-in to this program, but then they're required to take some online training. They're required to take some physical training. They've got a mentor that works with them through this whole program. And in this program, they're given tools in a toolbox. So when they complete this program, they now own the tools, they own the toolbox, and they can become a full-fledged technician and continue their learning from there and get even better. But what we're finding with that, again, is that we're just building loyalty. We're taking a guy that was a tire installer and with no money out of his pocket, we are moving him up into the higher ranks, if you will, into a technician. And we're doing nothing more than just building that family atmosphere by bringing a guy in. And just think of the loyalty of a tire guy that says, you put that much faith in me that you put out that kind of money and gave me this opportunity. I'm not leaving you. I'm never leaving you. And that's one of the big problems out there is we have these technicians that are good and they hear over the wall that this guy's paying $15 more or $5 more, whatever it is, and we lose them.
I've got shop owners telling me $1 an hour more, and they're going over to some, right? No loyalty.
It's ridiculous. None.
Right. So that's a phenomenal pilot program that a large corporation's using, but you know what? A small shop can do the same thing. You can take that guy, work out your own program to where, hey, because when I was in high school, every high school had auto mechanics. Not anymore. It was been kind of removed as a trade. So we got to get that information back out there to the public, and especially these kids that are sold the 4-year degree thing that are now working at Denny's, that you can make 80 to 100 grand a year as a master tech working in a shop. You can create your own living through this industry. This is a phenomenal industry to be involved with, and it's not the grease monkey thing anymore. A technician, we're working on computers, that have a lot of gears. They're today's cars. How important is MAP?
I believe MAP is huge to TBC, to other franchisees, and really to the end consumer. For years I've said this, and you can cut this out if you need to, but that automotive shops for many years have looked, and what I see, they have looked like there's lawyers and then there's the automotive shops. We're just above lawyers because there's just such a lack of trust. And that's because, you go to shop A and they say you need all this work, and you go to shop B and they go, you don't need half that stuff. So who do they trust? Right. One of them's right. But they don't know which one to trust. So that's where MAP has really come in to kind of standardize that. And if we could get everybody on that boat, they still got to do it. Right. But it's out there. MAP is out there. And if we could get everybody on that boat to inspect properly, to make the proper recommendations, then when shop A says something and shop B says the same exact thing, that's going to start raising the level of trust to our customers in the automotive business.
Well, you brought up a really important point. I'm doing another workshop on the 7th of February how to get websites to convert better for the shop owner. And one of the major things that I cover is trust, because auto repair has a distrust aura about it. Local service ads, which is Google guaranteed. There's not a section for auto repair. That's why the auto repair can't buy them. Google won't guarantee those ads for any auto repair shop. So having trust badges at the top of the website, making sure that you have a modern, current, up-to-date website, because that says modern, current shop subconsciously. You got to remember, guys, this is all subconscious. When a website loads, the consumer makes a decision in less than 1 second. And so if your Google reviews and stuff are front and center, if you've got trust badges like MAP and AMRA, ASA, AMI, Automotive Management Institute, and those kind of trust badges, the consumer doesn't know why they chose your shop over this shop. So, but anyway, how does MAP help you build trust with your customers?
Well, again, just by inspecting cars the way MAP would have us inspect cars and not using scare tactics, which is big out there in the automotive business, to tell somebody that, you need this or else your car's going to die in the middle of the freeway, or, you could get hurt or something like that. MAP is very well regimented. And if you follow the process, then you are inspecting it properly. You're communicating it properly, which in my opinion is probably the most important thing, is that we are communicating to a customer properly what our findings are. What's required right now, what's suggested, and what's in great shape and doesn't need to be touched. And by doing that, we're building that trust to a customer, because it's show and tell. We're showing them, we're explaining it properly to them. And then over a period of time, as they continue to come back, they'll see that everything we say is true. We're not here to take anybody's money. We want you taken care of.
Right. Yep. For any repair shop owner that's listening to this, for literally the cost of a lunch per month, you can become a part of this organization, and you can help back it. And you can not only show the consumer that you've got that trust badge on your website, but dig into MAP and dig into what all these other large corporations are looking for, this standardized system where no matter what shop they go to, it'd be a dream come true if every shop says, oh, well, we follow MAP and this is what's recommended based on the wear of this part or that part or whatever, correct?
Yep.
All right,
absolutely.
Awesome. And why should other corporations join?
Well, exactly for that reason. I would imagine every other company out there, every other tire and automotive company wants their customers to trust them. And all it takes is for you to be honest with them and make sure that whatever you're saying is probably what the guy down the street told them to. Build that trust. And if we can all get on that same plane, then there's plenty of money to go around for everybody. Everybody in this industry can make money. We want to do it honestly. And that's the way to do it.
Yeah, awesome. And another reason that you guys want to belong to corporations is this conference right here. The connections that people make. So there's people from Hunter, there's people here from Roche, from just all over. So if you got a question, you can actually go talk to the guy that created that tool or that device and ask him. It's a phenomenal way to network and to get involved. So anyway, awesome advice, Darrell. Appreciate that a lot.
My pleasure.
For additional automotive resources and exclusive content, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our episodes. Thanks again for joining us in the driver's seat, and we'll see you next time for another thrilling episode of Top Shop.